Hello crafters, welcome to Create at Home with G and today's video and the second part in the Ribbon Spool mini album. I have the circle stitch edge nesting die set from my store. This one here, which is the third largest from the outside, is too wide. The fourth one, the cutouts are actually quite small, but this one are just too big, and if you cut it you end up not getting a very nice circle. So I'm at a loss. I don't know which ones to do. Should I just do these ones? I mean, you're not going to have huge pictures on here, but it is just really for keepsake purposes. So you could cut pictures up and things like that and store them in here. I really hope this one would fit, but it's just too big. The hole itself is just under 7 centimeters and just under 2 3/4 inches. I don't have a die that will fit that, so I'm slightly at a loss because this one here is just under 2.5, and this one here, once I cut off the stitching edge, is just under 2 3/4, but it just looks horrible. It doesn't look very nice, doesn't look finished, and I really don't want that. So I think I'm going to go with this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to die cut a number of these, and then we will move on to the next bit. Okay crafters, I have cut out all my discs. Now I've cut my discs out in the stiff cardstock, the 300 GSM cardstock, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I've also cut out using the Bellaboo 6x6 designer pad, and I've cut out enough to go on both sides. But now I need to cut my hinge mechanism for each piece, so I'm probably going to cut this down to 1 inch. So I don't need that to be open. I'm going to cut these into 1 inch, so I'll need, so it'll be 1, 2, 3, so I'll need 1, so it'll be 1 there, 2, 3, 4, I need 5, so 5 of these hinges. And these are 1 inch by 2 inch, I believe. Yep, 1 by 2 inch. So 3, 4, and 5, and I will also need to score those, but I'm going to put them in and then obviously sandwich them between the 2 pieces of designer paper. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I am going to score them at the line just before the 1 inch and the line just after the 1 inch. So I'm just going to bring that up for you. I've scored it here at this line just before the 1 inch and the line just after the 1 inch. So I'm going to do that on all of those. So I end up with okay, so back to the good old trusty art glitter glue, and I'm going to attach these on the underside to these circles, making sure that I have enough room for that to move securely and with ease. So I'm just going to attach these to the cardstock, giving myself enough room to move. Because if I put it right, if I do it so it's right tight, it doesn't give it enough movability. So I just need it to be slightly off. Okay. Now I'm going to put one of these aside because one will be my top, which will probably be that one. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to start sandwiching this decorative paper onto these. Oh, that one's slightly crooked. Bear with me 1 second, crafters. That one was crooked. Okay. Right, let's sandwich that between some decorative cardstock. And I'm not going to, see, I'm literally just going to pick up the cardstock and place it. As long as I don't have the same cardstock design on both sides, I'm not taking any particular care in which pattern goes where, because it's all from the same paper pad, so you'll know that it will all match. Oh, crafters, I have made a boo-boo. These need to be attached on this end too, so I really shouldn't have stuck these down just yet. Oh, crafters, what a silly mistake to make. Oh, dearie, dearie, dearie. I need to glue these into here, so I shouldn't have. Oh well, I've stuck this down now, so what I'm going to have to do is just put another piece on top. Crafters, what a silly mistake. Please do not stick your decorative paper down until you have sandwiched your pieces together. Such a rookie mistake, Gareth, you silly Billy. Well, there we have it. Mistakes happen, and please use your cutting board to line up these hinges, because they really do need to all line up properly. I'm just checking because this one will be glued into the base, so I was just checking to see that I hadn't done it incorrectly. And I do actually need to cut some more, so that will go like that, so be like a zigzag, an accordion, so that will come out like that. So I need to put something on here because this is going to be hot glued into the base. I need to be able to pull it out. It does fit, crafters, it's just a bit snug. Okay, there we go. I need to be able to pull that out. Oh, I think I might have. I think these hinges, crafters, are a bit too. I think I left too much space. So, crafters, that's a boo-boo on my part, because once this is glued in, and we have our back and forth, that dimension here goes. It is less than 2 3/4, and this is just the way I was stacking them. But yeah, they don't fit. So these circles are great, but it's just the hinge mechanism that I need to alter. So I need to do that. I think I need to go closer to the. Maybe I should use ribbon. Then that gives it flexibility. Okay, crafters, I am going to cut out more of the my stiff cardstock circles, 6 of those, and I'm going to cut out some more of the decorative paper. And instead of using the 300 GSM cardstock as the hinge, we are going to use ribbon. So I'm going to cut away and get that done, and then come back with the putting together. Okay, crafters, I am now back. Right, so as we know, this was a fail. So I have cut my die cuts, and I've decided to cut 2-inch circles. So I have this nice little white border. That's going to be the one that's going to be stuck down. So that's where and I've got this ribbon. I thought this ribbon was ideal for this particular project. The only downside to it, it's not double-sided. Maybe I should use a double-sided ribbon. Right, crafters, I think a double-sided ribbon is better, so I'm going to put that back in my stash, and I found this one, and yeah, this one's going to be much better. So I am going to put a line of glue, put my ribbon in, and that's going to be glued to the base of my mini album ribbon spool. So then I need some colour cardstock, and then I need to put some more glue and place this in the right place. I haven't taken it off the spool yet, so another line of glue, and put it in the ribbon. Turn these over. I'm still leaving it attached to my to the spool. Let's turn these over. Right, let's have the pink one. And the only thing I'm going to do is making sure that I don't have the same designer paper on the front as I do on the back. Okay, using May's stamp set Action, and this is the companion set, I'm going to use the place photo here, using one of the stamp blocks from my store and the Memento ink. I am going to stamp out place photo here on all of these discs. Now you most certainly can do this beforehand, but thankfully the ribbon underneath is soft enough that it doesn't affect the stamping. That one's going to be glued in, so I don't really need to worry about that. Right, now using my hot glue, I'm actually going to glue this one in, so one you won't have to worry about too much. Let's bring this over. Let's plop you in there. Right, and then what I'm going to do with this, I think I'm going to double it over and glue it so it has a pull tab. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the edge, on the end of this ribbon, and turn it over, so then that has a pull tab, and then they can go inside of the box, and that's on the top, so you just pull it out. Now what we need to do, crafters, is decorate it. So let me look through my stash, and then we can move on to the decorating part. I think I might try and stay within the try and stay in with the blue kind of theme, but I wanted to add a few some leaves just to the back here. So all these things here are available from my store. That's Create at Home with G. So these little leaves, the butterfly, the buttons, the flowers. The only things that aren't available from my store are the pearls. I just had those in my stash. So what I'm going to do is, at the back here, to cover where that glue is, I'm just going to attach some leaves just to make the back of this a bit more attractive. And in fact, I think I'm just going to take the leaves off the wire and to cut the wire away. Few of these little satin flowers. I really want to attach one of these pearls as well. This is completely out of my comfort zone, crafters, so if you're out there thinking, Gareth, what are you doing? You're making a complete and utter mess. Please forgive me. This is not something that I do very often. I don't really do shabby chic, or I don't even know if this could be classed as shabby chic, but it's not something that I do. So using one of the butterfly buttons, I'm going to place you just above the flower. Need a few more leaves, I reckon. And there's lots of Easter themed buttons that I have in store. You can just let your imagination run riot. Do I want another flower? Yeah, I do, just at the back there. Going to put another one of these satin flowers towards the back, and another pearl. These are just pearls I had from in my stash. Okay, so that makes the back slightly more attractive. Oh, that pearl didn't glue in. Probably because I didn't put any glue in there, Gareth. For things to glue, you need to put glue in there, Gareth. Remember that. For things to stick. Right, that's that. I think the top needs something, doesn't it? What can I do to the top, crafters? Bigger leaves? We have the bigger leaves as well, which I could curl the wire to give it some interest, and then maybe a few buttons, or one of the like a 3D button that stands up. Do I have any flowers? Okay, crafters, now I'm completely going out of my comfort zone. I have these flowers here, so let's do something pretty on the top. I'm just frightened that I'm going to overdo it. Let's cut some of these stems off. I definitely think I want some leaves on the top here. Maybe 2 leaves. If you're screaming at the at YouTube at this video, I apologise. But like I said, I really do want to challenge myself this year and do things that I traditionally not necessarily would have done. I've got the craft supplies for them, but it's not something I'm comfortable doing. So I'm going to try and embrace it this year. Okay, let's put some of these flowers in. I don't know if you can tell, but I am shaking. I really don't want to mess this up. But I'm so glad that you're sticking with me. I feel slightly more at ease, the fact that I know I've got you guys watching. Do I need another leaf, crafters? Should I put 3 in? I'm hoping you're all saying yes, because that's what I'm going to do. Lift it up. I'll need to go over this with my heat tool, because there's lots of strings. Another one of those lovely butterflies. The wooden ones. I think these are a bit too whimsical for the look that this is actually going in, you know, transforming into. Okay, so we have the detail there on the back, and then that there on the lid. I think that's enough. I mean, let me know what you would have done, crafters, but I think that's enough. So then when you open it out, and then you can pull your you can pull them out and you can put your photos in there, and people wouldn't necessarily think. And you can also use this as a trinket box. There's enough space in there for both, so if you had that on your craft station or on the shelf, people would just think it was a spool of ribbon, or lace in this case. I thank you for joining me, crafters. I really appreciate you joining me in this quite nerve-wracking kind of exploration of an area that I don't normally do. I'm just going to put this pearl in between these flowers. I really appreciate you coming along with this journey, and please let me know what you think below. And please, if you recreate this, come over to Create at Home. No, not Create at Home with G on Facebook, and I want to see your creation. Thank you very much for joining me, crafters, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care now. Bye bye.